So guys, it's finally here. Almost 3 years of waiting. Maybe it's actually been 3 years of waiting. I'm not entirely sure. We're probably off by a couple days. But anyways, it's finally here. The trailer for The Other Recapture, which apparently is a movie. Well, anyways, I'm going to watch it for the first time because I've not seen it. And I will give you guys my honest reactions to it as I do that. So let's get started. I'm pretty excited because, again, we haven't gotten any Geass content since, Resurrection. I'm not going to count those films because, yes, they were brand new and there was brand new footage, but let's be honest, it was more of a rehash of the old series. So, besides Resurrection, this is the only new piece of Geass animation that we got. Well, I guess besides the games. But anyways, let's get to it. I want to watch this trailer and give you guys my thoughts on it as I do. So let's do that. Okay, so starting off the bat here, we have, we got our two new characters. Let me go back through this. So we have this guy, and I guess they're brothers. Man, the hair colors, it's kind of cringe. But okay, whatever, you want to do a Blaze, that's fine. I guess it can work. Definitely not Akito, of course. Everyone thought it was Akito because of the hair braid, or Suzaku. It's not either one. Also, based on their outfits, this could be like maybe Ukraine or Russia or some area in that location. Okay, so here's the new Nightmare frames from the enemy forces. We've never seen these before. They're not Panzer Hummels, obviously, and they're not anything from the EU that I can recall. Maybe this is from some magazine or a brand new, probably a brand new one. And it doesn't look like either, so EU Panzer Hummels, what's it called? The ones from the Chinese Federation that are now escaping me, which is frustrating. But basically, these must be brand new Nightmare frames. The animation for them, it's okay. It's a little bit on the Akito side, but at least I can actually follow what they're doing. You couldn't follow anything with the Akito Nightmare frames. So I guess it looks okay. Typical Geass gun. If you guys didn't see them, let me go back a couple frames here. So there's a, see the Geass gun. That's kind of cool, I guess. Evil red guy killing civilians, and we have also a typical guy in a pertaining suit as well, okay? I like this particular shot. It kind of reminds me of Lost Stories a little bit, and just in general, Geass, like showing the signs of civilians being killed, not signs, but the casualty of civilians being massacred in the horrible way you see here, so that's kind of cool. Typical Geass stuff, you know? You got the horny with the murder. Go back here for a second. So we see here the new protagonists. They're walking in again with the outfits they're wearing, and based on the outside environment, this is somewhere in the, colder climate. Although we have a girl here who apparently isn't wearing much of any clothing, but that's Geass for you. The art style, does it look like Geass? I guess so. It's very hard to identify this as Geass because so far not much seems to resemble it. That's kind of frustrating, but I'll give my, those thoughts at the end. Anyhow, they're in some kind of theater, and I guess they're going to this new girl. Okay. Okay, I want to go back for a second. I don't know if you saw that. It says Magista Zeta. So in Resurrection, it said Magista Omega. That was the effect or the ability that the Nagishu main used. That was a Nightmare frame that, Xiaolio used to fight against Suzaku. So this Nightmare frame has the same technology as that one. Maybe that concept was introduced in future Nightmare frames. Now it says Zeta and Omega. I wonder if maybe that's like the version of that ability. I don't know. I could obviously be reaching here, but it says Zeta and that one said Omega. So maybe there's some kind of connection between the two. Okay, so this is the Nightmare frame. Oh, there's the wheels. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this look. I guess that's a Geass Nightmare frame. Why does it remind me of other random things? I don't know, but yeah, it looks kind of cool. There's like red and blues there, and if you go back, you can see there's some kind of purple in the back. Although, you'd think the Nightmare frame would have a float unit or something that resembles a float unit, but I don't see that. I don't see anything that makes it seem like this would be more advanced in something of a 7th generation Nightmare frame. It seems quite weaker, but it has Magista Zeta. I'm a little confused on that, but okay. Same person, I think. Now he's wearing some kind of hat. Okay. Let's go back for a second here. So we got the two swords. All right. And there was something else. Was that it? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about these animations. I just like the CGI of it. It was kind of hard to follow some of this. I mean, so far, just looking at it. All right, here's another picture of our main protagonist. Again, smiling with a gun. All right. No Geass stuff, by the way, so far in the trailer. I mean, this is a Code Geass show. You'd think there'd be something to deal with Code Geass, you know? I mean, Geass itself, my bad. But so far, not much of that. All right, let's go back a little bit here. This guy kind of reminds me of like a combination of Ryo and Jeremiah. He's like that face, and I don't know. The hairstyle reminds me of one of the Yu-Gi-Oh TV series. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this, but I guess I can grow to get used to it. I don't know. It just looks a little weird to me. I'm not sure where these people come from so far. Just watching the trailer, and what's this guy even doing? Is he breaking someone's arm? I'm not even sure. Okay, so let's go back for a second here. So they're in a truck. An advanced truck, it looks like. Also, no sign what year this is of any kind. Is this 10 years after Resurrection? Is this 100 years after Resurrection? I mean, the Nightmare Frame says, what was it, Zeta. So, that, I don't know. Let's keep going on here. Oh, he's on his phone too. How cute is that, I guess? Hold on, let's back up. Alright, so he's waving at us. He's got some necklace. Does that have anything to do with Geass? I have no idea. The hair's just so weird. Why is the protagonist already annoying me? I know we just met him, but I'm not... Well, you know what? You shouldn't judge. Let me see how he turns out, and then I will, when the movie comes out, I'll watch it. But, yeah, this is a movie, by the way. We'll get to that in a moment. But so far, I'm just, Yeah, I'm not sure what to think here looking at this, but his outfit's kind of ridiculous. So I guess he has that thing going. The Nightmare Frame's also sitting in its, I'm not sure you guys remember, but like the Borais and the Akatsuki, they all sat on their legs. It's doing the same thing. I like to nod to that. If that's a nod to it, I don't know. Wait, let's back up here. Some things I might have missed. Okay. So that's the new guy. Looks like Ryu or Jeremiah. And that's him from another angle, I think. Okay. I like the new, what's it called? I can't speak. It's like early in the morning here. But the visual graphs on the Nightmare Frame, I like how they're adding that back into it because obviously Resurrection had it, Akito had it. So at least they're putting that cool stuff in there. That kind of CGI, I don't mind. But the action CGI or how they animate the fight between the Nightmare Frames, that's what I'm concerned about. So far, it's been kind of a mixed bag. At least I can follow it. So there's that, I suppose. So if you look at this Nightmare Frame here, this looks just like, the Nagi Chumain. That looks just like it. You see the way it has like the same shield padding as the Nagi Chumain. So obviously that's related to that. Let me go back a little bit here. So these must be built on that same Nightmare Frame. At least what I'm seeing here. The purple color is kind of weird, but hey, you know what? It looked good on the Gloucester. Doesn't look so good on this one. By the way, so far in the trailer, there's been no references to the old series, or the old film rather, even though this is a sequel to that, which is kind of weird. I don't know, but maybe we'll see something as it progresses. But so far, if you didn't know anything about Code Geass, you would not think this was a Code Geass series, besides the Nightmare Frames have like the rollerblade look for the feet. Which is kind of frustrating, but let's keep going. Hold on, let's go back here for a second. So we have two girls, and then one we saw before who wasn't wearing much clothing, and her friends. Okay. Hold on. Alright, she seems, I like the eye color. It's like a nice orange, I suppose. Got the Code Geass typical nose, so that's good. Hold on. So back up here, we got some new colorful characters. Okay, so... Alright, there's our two main protagonists, I should say. Characters, whatever. They're walking. Again, that suit reminds me of the same ones that the Wyvern Squad wore. That's what I was thinking about before. The Wyvern Squad wore those really tight suits. Not just... Well, also... The pilots in Code Geass also wear similar tight suits, but the way it looks, the colors and the design reminds me of something from Akito to Exiled, so maybe he was part of that group. Maybe he has association with them, or he just likes the outfit. I don't know. Okay, so being our first guy, this looks like either probably an antagonist. It looks like an antagonist with the, what's with that design? The red eyes and the blue hair. All right. Yeah, so it looks like another person who is part of this group that's probably fighting them. Typical Code Geass fashion, the outfits that don't fit properly. And also in Code Geass fashion, it's like very over the top. So I guess that works. This thing looks like the Meowdred from Lost Stories. It had like that same cat eye thing. Is that going to be a thing going forward? Is that what they made the Meowdred in Lost Stories? Because they wanted to make more Nightmare Frames like this? God, I really hope not. What the hell? It looks so weird looking. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go. I'm going around here. I'm just trying to like see all what's going on in this trailer. So I'm stopping a lot. I'm not sure if you guys want that, but whatever. It's what you came here to see, I suppose. So is he fighting these people? It looks like he is, and he's fighting some Nightmare Frame here. I couldn't tell what it was. Oh, here it is. I don't think that's what we saw dropping out of the sky. No, definitely not. I'm not sure what that is. Is that a Giga Fortress? Doesn't look like it. This angle, by the way, the Nightmare Frame is really good. So I'll give him credit for that. This looks pretty good. The other stuff, not so much. This actually looks pretty awesome. Although, again, besides the fact that it's a Nightmare Frame style design, how do I know this is even a Code Geass show? You show me lots of footage, and that's great, but how do I know this is a Code Geass series? I know I sound kind of jaded at this point or upset. I'm trying to understand, like, okay, so there's new protagonists and they're in this world, I suppose. There's Nightmare Frame combat. That's a good thing. I knew we'd get more of that because we'll always have Nightmare Frame combat. But Code Geass has the Geass element. And so far I'm not seeing it. That woman in the trailer, or not trailer, but the cover art, she has some kind of, what's the word? Thing with Geass. My brain's not working again. It's early in the morning. But you know what I'm saying. Not seeing much of that in this trailer. Here he is again, our protagonist. Wait, that's it? Hold on, before we go into that. Hold on. So he's jumping in the air in the moon. And by the way, this could be different Nightmare Frames that have been upgraded. It's very possible. I'll have to rewatch this to see if they've upgraded the Nightmare Frames several times during this, or if it's the same model throughout. Anyway, so he's about to attack the guy. Roze of the Recapture. Oh, I get it. So it's Z of the Recapture, but the guy's name is Roze? Okay. So that's the trailer. What do I think of it? Well, as I said, if you didn't know this was a Code Geass anime, well, it's a film, which is weird. It's coming out, as you see here, May, I believe, 2024 in theaters. Who knows when we'll get it in Crunchyroll, if we're going to get it on Crunchyroll. But yeah, it's coming out this month, or not this month, in May next year, which is actually pretty soon. So they must have been working on this really hard and not telling us anything about the project. And there's a bunch of news, by the way. I'll break it down in another video. This is just obviously a trailer reaction. But like I said, if you did not know this was a Code Geass anime, you would have no idea based on that trailer, because nothing in there really says Code Geass. Now, hopefully there'll be future trailers or images or concept art that show us this is in fact a Code Geass anime. When I say show us, I mean give us aspects of the series that remind us it's a Code Geass show. There was no references to anything that came before. No Lelouch, no C2, no UFN. Nothing in Resurrection either was referenced. Some people think this has something to do with Zilkstan. The Nightmare Frames definitely indicate that could be the case. But yeah, there was not much about that in this trailer. It was very, I don't want to say vague, but I guess it was vague. And the problem is they chose to show a lot of Nightmare Frame combat. That was the most, I would say that was the entire trailer in a nutshell. Just showing you lots of Nightmare Frame combat with our main protagonist. And Nightmare Frames are an important part of Code Geass, but so is the Geass element, and not showing any of that was kind of depressing. There was no heartbeat before the trailer started. I don't know why. That's a very common thing in Code Geass to have the famous heartbeat, but they didn't show that either, or have that rather. And so while I think this looks promising, and I'm obviously excited for it, although the fact that it's a movie and not a TV show is kind of depressing, but I shouldn't be surprised, which means it's still called the Filmverse. How do you like that? We still have the Filmverse. It's not the alternate anime timeline anymore, which will make that video a lot easier to produce, which I will be making in the future. That's going to go over all the timelines in Code Geass, especially now this film's out. You guys probably have lots of questions, and don't worry, I have answers for you. So yes, the trailer looks awesome. I like the design of the new characters, well, so forth. The night frame combat, as we saw, looked pretty good, although, again, a little bit heavy on the CGI, but when they didn't have the CGI, it was pretty awesome. The new night frame itself, the main one we saw, alright, no Lancelot, no reference of the Lancelot, by the way. The only thing it referenced is the Nagi Chumain from Resurrection, which is unfortunate because while the night frame was awesome, or I should say is awesome, there are other things I'd like to have seen, and it seems like this is going to be a series like Akito the Exiled, which is going to have just brand new characters, a brand new setting, which I did predict, but at least that show had some tie back to the original series, and so far from this trailer, it doesn't seem like that. But hey, who knows? This is just a trailer. I shouldn't go crazy or react to it in that sort of way, or not react, but I shouldn't come to conclusions until we've seen the actual film, which will be coming out in May. So that's the trailer of Z Recapture. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you're curious, I did do a top 10 wish list for Z Recapture, which is now a movie, not an anime series, and you can watch that right here.